Yeah, thank you, everyone. Last week we were able to. We have very limited time now because I've been told that you guys have another class at 9 o'clock. So I've got 15 more minutes. So let's see what we can do within the next 50 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Last week we created the project. We also created the location and also the enterprise. So today we'll be doing the division and I believe legal address, also the legal entity as well. So, but before I start, just want to ask, did anyone tried last during the week just to kind of practice? Did anybody
Yes.
create a new project, a new enterprise location, and were you successful?
Yes, we did.
We
Yeah, I
did
did
or I
also.
did?
I did.
I had, so that's better.
I
did.
I did, but I have a problem along the line.
Oh, okay. Were you able to resolve your problem yourself, or you still have the problem outstanding?
You see, outstanding.
Oh, you still outstanding. Okay. Oh, Jubril. Okay, I remember you messaged me on Sunday. I remember.
Oh,
Okay.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Okay.
did too. And I had a challenge, but I was able to resolve it eventually anyway.
Okay.
The
Okay.
challenge was basically having to do with the date. It was just showing 1/1, I think 01, just like that,
Okay.
default date.
Sorry,
But I had to just click on.
is that a project or that's the enterprise?
Yeah, that was when I was trying to do the enterprise now.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
date was just giving me the default date. So I had to just click on update
Yeah.
instead of
Okay. Okay, that's
correct.
fine. I mean, that's what I tried. Remember, we tried it last week. I think we put 1st of January 2024, and I would try to save. It wouldn't go, or it wouldn't save or submit, whatever it is. So I had to quickly go back in, and I now use 6 date, which is today's date, and everything was good. So, which is fine. So, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter if you use, because enterprise is just a top level. The date doesn't really matter. So if you use 1951 or 1st of January 24 or today's date, it doesn't matter. So it's still okay. So I used today's date because after the class last week, I quickly went back in. I used 6 dates and it works. So I was thinking, okay. I mean, we've used 6 date before as well. So, but most of the time we try to use a little bit of a month ago or 2 months ago, and it works. But this time around, I don't know why it wouldn't work. But at least it's good. It works in 6 dates, so that's fine. It doesn't make any difference anyway. Okay. Anybody, do you have any challenge when you're doing yours as well?
Sorry. What could be the reason? Because yeah, I forwarded it to you, but I still don't understand why it was. Because I tried it several times and I made several attempts, but
What
it
date
still
were
gave
you
me this.
using?
What?
What date were you using?
I use yeah, that same date. That was 25th of yeah, 25th of February.
Okay. You okay, use same date and you tried to save it, it wouldn't work.
It worked. What happened was that if you still remember, what happened was that I successfully created the project,
Okay.
the location, the geographic
Okay.
done, and then when it got to the enterprise, that was where
Yeah.
I was having problem. Yeah,
Okay.
because it was giving me that there are too many machine records found specified. It's asking me to specify additional criteria to limit the number of records. So
Okay.
I wouldn't know why it was coming up with
Why?
that.
Yeah. Okay, I might need to link up with you to check your all the values that you put in the fields, and we
Okay.
can check it together. Yeah, but we can do it outside of this class now, so that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Anybody
All right.
else?
Thank
Do you have any challenge?
Yes, I did. I had the same challenge, just like what GB just explained when I
Okay.
was on the stage of enterprise. So I had the same
Okay.
word appearing on my screen that they are
Okay.
similar. Yeah.
And did you? Okay, you use the same data. I mean, 6 dates like today's date, and it's still giving you that error.
I had to use 13 of February 2024.
Okay.
But he had
And
the same.
it's still not working.
Yes, it didn't work.
Okay. Okay. We can link up again.
Okay.
If you go to Telegram, message me. I'll try to connect with you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's fine. So because of our time, we have 45 minutes. Okay, I would just advise whoever hasn't done their own, just go in and just, like I said, it's not necessarily for this class, it's just for yourself. Just play around with it. It's free, so just go ahead and do it. And like everybody always say, you never know where you will need it. You never know. Anything can happen in the future. You can get a job and you say, oh, do you know? Even if you're not going to be the one to implement it, you will confidently say, I know, and it will boost you anyway. Okay, let me quickly go to the Oracle so that we can just quickly start. So let me share my screen very quickly. I hope I'm still within Oracle. So let me just check. Okay, I'm still there. Okay. Yeah, let me share my screen. I hope I'll be able to share my screen quickly. Oh, host disabled. I'm not sure who can give me the access.
Let me see if I can
Okay.
transfer the hosting to you, sir.
All right then. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm searching for your name. Okay, I've seen you.
Okay.
Make hosts, co-host. Yes, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So can you see my screen? Okay. So just like we mentioned, so I may not be able to go through the screen. So please, if you have the guide which was sent to you, so just open it. I believe I should be. If you just go to manage division. So the next thing for us is just to create the divisions. So, and we know that divisions it's more like if the company is operating in many countries, then they will have different divisions. And also this is mainly for the reporting purpose. And also it is good for the legal entity as well. So it just kind of creates a kind of division between their operating countries. So that's why division is very important. You wouldn't see a lot of divisions especially when you're creating an employee, you won't see division there. So, but division is very necessary. So that's the reason why we had to create division for what we're doing. So again, you log in, and when you log in, you go to JC. Well, whatever it is. So when you at your place of work, it could be your name. So you go to setup and maintenance. Again, you go to the tax and manage implementation. And you look for your own project. I can see a lot of projects. I'm not sure who owns all this. I can see Deep Blue Sky Saturday. I know somebody owns this. So the others, I don't know. So, but for our own projects, I'm just going to put Blue Sky here. So I can, because remember I told you that when you first create yours, you will see it on top. But by the time you come back the following week, it would have gone. So it's going to be there, but at least you need to search for it. So just click on search. So our Blue Sky Saturday is here. So click. So I want to create manage division. So I can just come here and just type in manage percentage division. Percentage. So look for it. So like I mentioned, we have compensation, deployment, and so development and deployments. What we need all the time would always be the deployment. So just click on that one. And so when you get here, so just click on, you can see, what's money division now? Oh, what did I mention? What's division? Oh, sorry, might be somewhere here. Aha. So manage divisions. So you can see. So just click on this, go to tax. Okay, so it takes you here. And when it takes you here, so the only thing you need to do is just give me a sec, please. Okay, so just click on create. We're creating a new one. We're not looking for one. Okay, so it takes you to this page. And when it takes you to this page, it says, you can see just default to this date. You can just leave it there, or if you want, you can change it. Normally, always try to get accustomed to 1951. So 1st of January 1951, so that's fine. So here, so I'm just gonna pick up blue sky Citadel, sorry, Citadel DV. This is just oh sorry, look at me, Citadel. Okay, Citadel DV, which is division anyway. So internal address, you don't need that. So it's active, that's fine. Reason, you don't need a reason. Even location, you don't need a location. But if we can find our Blue Sky Citadel location, you can use the same. So let me, hopefully it will be there. Oh, actually it's there, so you can see. So it just default to this address. Is that the address you gave to me? I can't even remember. Is that okay? I think that's correct. That's the one you gave to me. Yes.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
correct.
And once you do that, just click on next. All this reporting name or manager, you don't need this because this is mainly for reporting purposes, but for our own requirements, we don't need this office organization manager information. So again, click on next. And when you click on next, the only information it gives to you, you just take it back to the same page again and click on either save or submit. So I'm just going to click on submit. Okay, so definitely the division is done. The next one, which we have on the list, is manage legal address. Now, this legal address seems to be a little bit funny. So I will remember we don't manage location. So we created an address for location, but this manage legal, the reason why we need the legal address is for our legal entity. Because your enterprise, remember we created location, which we added to our enterprise. Because normally the headquarters, for example, address might be different from legal entity. So you might be operating in many countries, but for the sake of Blue Sky Citadel, you only operate in one country. But your headquarters can probably be, let's say, in London, and your legal entity can be in Scotland or anywhere. So they have two addresses. So that or it could be they might be operating in one, but let's presume for the sake of this, we might be operating in two. So there's an headquarters. Let's say it's in London, which we have already done. Let's say the legal entity is now operating, let's say, in Scotland. So you need a legal address for that because your legal address will always be associated with your legal entity, while your location will be associated with your enterprise. So we've already done location and enterprise, so I'm not going to go to that one. So you need a legal address for your legal entity. Okay, let's try that because I tried that earlier. It's just being funny. So let me just try it again. So then I'll just click on address. Okay, so again, manage legal addresses. So with this legal address, we just need the deployment. So I'm just going to click on deployment and manage legal. Yeah, I'm just going to go to tags. So it automatically shows the search, which is fine. And I just need to create a new one. So create a new one. Now, the first thing I noticed, I just straight to India. It just default to India. Okay, that's not what I need. So I need United Kingdom. So United Kingdom is somewhere here. Okay, so United Kingdom. And if you notice, it automatically give me address line 1, blah, 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 blah. So which is fine. Now, one thing I've noticed here immediately was the time zone. As somebody may have, I'm not sure if I've ever seen time zone before on this managed legal entity. So somebody may have actually added time zone there. So which is, okay, no, sorry, time zone is there. But one thing I've noticed is all these are not there. Somebody created this one and this one. And this is actually would not allow us to save, but let's give it a try. This is where the problem is. When you're using a kind of outsider environment, people tend to do whatever they like. So now they're kind of stopping us from proceeding with this. But let's try, because I think I tried this earlier. It wouldn't work. So let me just use, don't worry about this. I'm just going to use Blue Sky. I just want to see if we can save. That's the main thing. So Blue Sky Citadel, I'll just say number 10 road. And we don't need address line 1. So this one, again, we can just put Crayford. So Crayford again, and we can postcode DA1 to RR, doesn't matter. Time zone. Now the time zone, I was looking for this time zone. I just couldn't see anything that is reasonable here. Normally issues, which I can't see anything. US Central. I can't see anything that relates to UK here at all, unless I'm missing something. Let me try again. G. Oh my God, this is so much. I just couldn't see anything that relates to UK, unless I'm not, but it's not really mandatory. So if it's not mandatory, I can just leave it. So let me try again. I can see US. So if there's US, how come there's no UK? Okay, I can't find anything that relates to UK, so I'm just going to leave it this way. Normally, if you do this, that's fine. Let me try to save. That means somebody created this field and this field. And if I try to save, you can see it was erroring out. So it's saying you can't save this address because at least one of the address elements is invalid. Now, I tried, this is what somebody else has done. They put seller here and they now make it mandatory. You can see they make this mandatory. If you see this, I don't even know what to put there. Let me just put something like this. It doesn't matter. So, and let me try to save and see if it, yeah, can you see? I can't even save. I've tried this many times. It's just not working. So what I need to do from the back end is to go to the back end and remove this completely. Remove this rubbish. Whoever has done is just remove it completely. So because normally Oracle standard is up to this time zone, and that's all. Somebody created this and it wouldn't allow anybody to proceed. I just couldn't proceed at all. So for legal address, don't worry about it because it's just a legal address. Hopefully it will not stop us from creating the legal entity. That's just my concern because legal entity will need an address. So, and normally this legal address should have served the purpose, but I just couldn't proceed and do anything at all. So I'm just going to leave legal address for now. I will come back to you. So what I had to do is to go to the back end. Whoever has done it, I'm just going to delete it completely. Because, I mean, I have the right to do it. Because if it's not allowing me to proceed, I have to get rid of it. So, yeah, I will do that. And hopefully it will allow us to proceed. So I'm not going to do that now because of our time. So let me just cancel this. And I think the next one for us to create will be, if I'm right, legal entity. So like we mentioned, legal entity has to do with anything that anything legal within the particular country. Now, this might have to do with anything legislative. Because, for example, in UK, your legal entity would be associated with your tax, your payroll, all those kind of statutory. Even it will be related to your the sick and also the absences relating to that particular country. So these are legal requirements for that particular country. Now, because we're doing Blue Sky Citadel and it's only UK, so that's fine. So our legal entity will only be UK. So that's fine. We're only doing one. So for you to be able to do your legal entity, normally I would have done your legal entity here, but I'm not going to use this one. So what I had to do, I will show you now. What we had to do is to go out of our projects. This is our project. And I will come here. So you can see this is workforce deployment, which is what we need. So I'll come here and I'll just put manage legal entity. So this should be fine, yeah. So manage legal entity, then I'll search. So you can see it gives me all these options, but what I actually need is manage legal entity. So I'm just going to click on this link. And when you click on this link, what you need to do is to click on this one. Just click on this one for now. Normally, you need the scope. So actually, let me click on the scope. And when you get here, so you need to come here and say create a new one. Somebody has created one. That's why you can see home lane renovation. I don't know who created this, and I know PVT is always in there. So somebody created one. So always click on the link under the scope. And when you click it, it takes you to this page, which is select scope. And click, always say create a new one, because you want to create a new one. You don't want to use whatever somebody else has done. So once you do that, just click on apply and go to tax. And it takes you to this page. You can see that a lot of people have created many legal entities. So we don't need all this. We're creating a new one. So I just come here. Oh God. It's not on the list. I'm creating a new one. Can you see the problem now? Contest is not on in the list of value. I'm creating a new one. Normally you click on plus. We haven't created blue sky anyway, so it wouldn't show me anything. Yeah. So plus. Oh, context US is not in the list of values. Oh my God. Oh, how am I going to create a new one now? Okay. This will not allow us to proceed. Okay. What I would do is let me try and the existing one. Whoever has done one. Okay, so homeland. We want to create a new one. So this is search, this is manage, then create a new one. Go to tax. Sorry, just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, let me try it again. Somebody has done something to this thing. That's why normally it shouldn't have given me this error. This is a problem with a new system or system that is used by everybody. But let me go to, if I can see anything United Kingdom here. And I will see, you can see US, India, so many of them. Okay. There's no, okay, I can see this. I can see this one. Let me just go here. Okay. Let me see if I can create one somewhere here. Oh, this is India. God. Okay. Okay, time zone. This is UK. Why is it defaulting to India? Okay, let me try this. Oh, this is an address. Legal entity. Oh, I can't even delete this. Okay. But this is legal address. This will not allow me to proceed. I don't know what the system has done. Normally, when you go here, it should just open a new page for me to create my own, but it's giving me this error. I don't know where this error is coming from. Okay, I think I need to look into this one as well. Now, this error definitely is pertaining to the system, nothing to do with whatever we're doing. So this should have opened up a new page, but it's not opening anything up at all. So, and there's no other way to do this. I mean, I don't want to go into anybody's legal entity and delete. And I mean, it wouldn't even allow me to do it because you can see that this is a legal entity addresses. So what we need to do is to create a new one. It wouldn't even allow me to edit their own. You can see, so it wouldn't do that. Okay. This is the problem where we need to be checking this before we before we start the training. Okay. It's good that we even have 25 more minutes, so we cannot proceed. Let me try to do edit here and see if anything happens. Now, even if I try edit, this is address. I don't want to edit an address. Okay. No. Okay. I don't think we can proceed. But normally what we need to do, if this has allowed us to go through, is only to just to say United Kingdom, put our legal entity name, which is Blue Sky Citadel legal entity, or just LE. It will automatically default to the same name, or we can just type it. It says, when do you want to start? And also, it will show us, it will say the end date as well. Now, the end dates, we don't really need the end date. Now, even though this one says, it looks like 2012, it's not actually 2012. It's 4712. That's why, that means in the next 400 years. That's why you can see this date. We can either put the same date or we can leave it blank. So once you have that, we just click on payroll, statutory units, and also legal employer. Once we do that, that's all we're creating as a legal entity. So basically, our new legal entity will be similar to what is here. So if, I know this is United Arab Emirates. Ours will just be United Kingdom, but they're all the same field. So we're just going to create the same field. So, and yeah, so we're just using the same field, and I think that's all. So once you're happy with that, you just click on save and close. That's all we're creating. So, but unfortunately, we cannot proceed and do it now. So I'm not sure what is wrong with this system. So I need to talk to my counterparts in India and ask them, maybe they might need to give us a new one, or they might just help us to fix this. I know this error is actually coming from Oracle, so we managed to check this. These are some of the bugs that you can probably see when you're creating yours, but under normal circumstances, it shouldn't have come up with this at all. So somebody has done something. That's why it's doing this. So that doesn't really surprise me. So, okay, since we cannot create legal address, we cannot create legal entity because of this error. Let me see, definitely I know the next one would have been to create legal entity HCM, if I'm right. Legal entity HCM information. Oh, sorry, legislative data group. Let's try legislative data group and see if that one will work. At least we know that we've done 2 items today. So legislative data group. So just give me 1 minute. Okay. So for legislative data group, we can either do it here or we go to our project. So let me try that one. So again, I'll look for Blue Sky Citadel, Blue Sky. Manage percentage legal. So legislative. Okay. So we have managed legislative data group. How many do we have? There's one compensation, workforce deployment and workflows development. Okay, and there's another one, workforce deployment. Okay, so the one we actually need is this one, workforce deployment. Yeah, I remember years ago, it used to come up with 6, but if you notice what everything that is here, it says divine workforce structure. So this is what anything that says workforce structure will be linked to legislative data group. So we need to use this one. So I'm going to click on this. So hopefully this one should be fine. So create. Okay. So you can see that what we need is not that much. So Blue Sky Citadel. This is very, very crucial. Everything legislative data group is actually, apart from the legal entity, legal entity and legislative data group, they go hand in hand. What we actually divide legal entity is legislative data group. That's the reason why when you create different legal entity, you need to link it up with legislative data group. I will show you where to do it. So unfortunately, we couldn't create legal entity, but I'll show you the next stage before we round up. So I'll show you the next stage where it will link legislative data group and legal entity together, even though we don't have one, but we don't really need to create it, but I'll just show you. So this one is just Blue Sky Citadel. You just say LDG, that's fine. That's all you need. So, and we need to search for UK. Just type in United, search United Kingdom. You can see immediately says pound sterling, cost allocation structure. We don't need this one. So just click on submit. You can see there's not even date here. So just click on submit. Okay. Once you create the legislative data group, the next one will now be the HCM. So legal entity HCM information. I will show you what to do on that one. This might be the same thing. So if I go here actually, and if I click on done, click on done. So again, workforce deployment, and you come here. So manage percentage legal, percentage HCM, percentage. Okay, this is what we need. Legal entity HCM information. Just click on that link. And you can see it takes me to this page. So we might encounter the same problem because anytime we click on scope, we need to put an address there. So this is what we need, but let's proceed anyway and see what happened. So you can see this is one we couldn't proceed with because of the because it's giving us this bug. I think it looks like a bug to me. And this is what we need now. So let's give that a try. Normally, you don't need to click on this. You need to click on whoever has done their own. Click on it so that yours will now show later. So I'm going to click on this. Again, I'm creating a new one. And I think it's going to do the same thing. I'm just guessing. Because I need to create a new one. Sorry, just 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. Let me see who's going to do the same thing. Yeah, can you see? It's the same problem. Normally, okay, another thing we can do. Let me see if I can use this guy. Let me see anyone. Okay, so let me click on this. Legal entity. Let's presume I'm the one that created this. Or let me see if I can get one that is United Kingdom. No, not United Kingdom here. Okay, let's presume I'm the one that created this. So what we need to do, just say legal entity. So the moment you click, you go to if you have your legal entity created, when you click on legal entity HCM information, what you need to do is you come here, search for your own legal entity. Normally, you will always see it, so it will always show. Once you search for your own legal entity, you click on apply and go. And you see it comes here. So you can see this is the way legal entity will show. I know this is for India, if I'm right, not for UK, so don't worry about it. So once you come here, what you need to do is to just click on edit, click on correct. I know this is not mine, but don't worry about it. So, and you can see, you click on, this is what, remember this is similar to enterprise. This is where you add your start time, end time, standard working hours. Remember, this is similar to the enterprise. This is where I'm saying that when you come to legal entity, it will override what you put in the enterprise. That's why normally people just created the enterprise just for the sake of it and also for the hierarchy purpose. But a lot of information which you're going to put in the enterprise will be overwritten by the legal entity, because legal entity is actually the functional entity within the company, not necessarily the enterprise. It's just like you have an headquarters and you have different legal entities. Those are the operational for that enterprise. Those are the main ones. So they will always, whatever is there, and we always override what is in the enterprise. And remember what I mentioned last week. The enterprise is generic or general. The legal entity is per country. If you're operating in different countries, it's per country. For example, Blue Sky Citadel is operating in UK. So anything legislative for Blue Sky Citadel will be here, not necessarily in the enterprise. And you can't do the enterprise without doing the legal entity. Legal entity is far more important than enterprise. But for hierarchy purpose or reporting purpose, you still need to set up the enterprise. So this is what, like I said, you put the the start time, the end time. If you put 40 hours in enterprise, if you are in UK and yours is 37.5, which I believe is without lunch, you can just put 37.5 here. So this is 37.5 that will be appearing when you create a new hire. You just say 37.5, not 40. If you don't put anything here, you can see nothing is mandatory. If you don't put anything here, when you create a new hire, you will see 40 because it will be picking it up from the enterprise. But if you put 37.5 and you create a new hire, you will automatically see 37.5 because this it overrides the enterprise. So you can just pick up all this information. Remember, just do all this frequency, which is 37.5 per week. This is annual. This annual is not really necessary, but if you want to add this, just add it. I think the last one we did was 1920, if I'm right. So just put as much info. You can see the same information, similar to the enterprise, the same information. And if you come down here, you can see that there's nothing here at all. So, so once you do that, then you come, once you do, you don't need to save, just come to statutory. And you can see this is statutory here. This is where you can see legislative data group. So the legislative data group which are created, this is where I need to associate it. So once you associate this, any information will not be leaked out to any other. For example, if you operate in many countries, no other country will be able to see your information. Everything will be divided because of the LDG. Let me see if my own can come up here. I'm doubting if it will come up anyway, but let me give it a try. I think we created Blue Sky. So it might come up. Blue Sky. Oh, it's there. So can you see? Even though I'm not going to submit anyway. So you can see it comes up and it says fiscal year as well. Fiscal year starts. When you can put any date you want. Now, this is where 6th of April. Remember we mentioned 6th of April for UK. It might just be that's your start time. You could just put 6th of April 1 year ago or 2 years ago or this year. It doesn't matter. So you can just put your 6th of April here because you are operating in the United Kingdom. Once you're satisfied, you just click on submit and that's all. But for this is not my own legal entity, so I can't do anything on this one for now. So I know we have only 12 more minutes, so I'm not going to take too much of our time because these are the only setup I wanted to do today. Unfortunately, we can only do 2. We can't do the remaining 2. And those remaining 2 are very, very crucial. Legal address and legal entity. They're very, but we've managed to create division and also the what's the last one now? The LDG, but we couldn't create the legal entity. And legal entity is very, very crucial. So unfortunately, we couldn't create it. So even if I try to log out and log back in, I don't think it's gonna work. So let me try this. I know I've been using Scope. Let me try this and see if anything tangible can come up. Yeah, it's the same thing. Because the scope is this guy's details, it will always come up with these details. So let me try to go into plus again. So if I go here and I go to new, and I go to apply, then I try to create a new one. Again, nothing happened. So sorry, let me just quickly do a snipping too because I want to make sure I record this error. So, okay. So I want to keep this error so I can query it as well. And also I can talk to the guy that I got this instance from and see what was wrong. And I know this has got to do with US. No, the US have woken up already. So by tomorrow, this might probably go, to be honest, because some people will just complain and they will fix it. Definitely, this is what is called a bug. So you can't avoid things like this. So at times you see them and at times you don't see them. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I've never seen this error before. So, but like I said, this is a general environment. Everybody goes in and they do whatever they want. So, and I know some people, they will always mess things up. You always see that. Okay, I don't want to take too much of our time. Does anybody have any question? I know we couldn't do the legal entity and the legal address, which is the main thing, to be honest, which I wanted us to do, but unfortunately we cannot. Does anybody have any question? So hopefully by next week, even before next week, I will see what we can do to this legal address and also the legal entity. I will get in touch with my counterparts and see if it's something that they can fix or they can raise with Oracle to fix. Any question from anybody?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's the question, sir?
Okay. So when I
Oh, Sister Fumi, I said, sir. What's the question, ma?
Okay. So what happened was when I first created my projects and all that.
Okay.
So for some reason, I created the project and then I now wanted to go back and put in the enterprise
Okay.
division and co.
Okay.
It wouldn't, I didn't know where to go. I kept on clicking, opening it, trying to add.
Okay.
So, but I couldn't. Then I ended up creating another one and starting from scratch.
Oh, okay.
So my question is, so if you've created the project and then you
Yes.
now want to go back and put in the
Yeah.
enterprise division,
Okay.
how do you go about
Yeah,
doing it?
you go here. This is where I am now.
So if
So
you
I'll
see,
click into it and you come here and you search for yours. Is that what you
no, that's me here. That I have the second one I did was the FM Global project, but the first one I have for me Global. If you click on it, I think you should be able to open it, but I couldn't do anything with it.
Oh, what's the name of the first one you created?
The first one I created is Fumi Global ESQ project.
Don't worry, I'll just put for me. That should be fine. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you didn't do all your offerings. That's
Yeah.
why.
So how you like in you what happened was I was creating and then someone phoned on Telegram or something like that. So by the time I went back in, it had kind of chucked me out. So why could I not have continued from here?
No, I think you saved it, but normally when you create your project,
I didn't
you need
save
to
it.
add your.
I didn't actually save it because
You didn't save it.
yeah,
Okay.
someone came on the call, and by the time the person the person came off, I just realized that it was there. Okay, let me then go back in and continue, and I couldn't.
Okay.
So
Normally,
should there not be a way that I should be able to add my
no.
tasks?
The rule is when you create your project, create your offering immediately. So it's not something that you create your project and just do say. I know you didn't do save and close, but I think you might have auto save it. So you auto save it and it kick you out. So that's what happened. So that's why it would not. You can see that I couldn't even add the offering as well. So it wouldn't allow me to do that. Let me see. Even save and close. Everything is. Let me see.
I guess my concern is if you're told to set up a project with a specific name at work, and for some reason you are distracted or you are called
No,
away.
don't try not to be distracted. Do it do it immediately. So you can see it's gone now. So I just couldn't find it as well. I mean, it's there. Your project is there, but all your
Yeah,
offering
but I
is
couldn't.
not
The
there.
offerings I hadn't even.
Yeah, no, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, even the off. Yeah, even say not started. Let me see if I can change this. Okay. Okay, edit. Not started. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Oh no. No, I don't think it's gonna allow you to do anything. What is the second one? Did you added the offering for the second one?
The second one has it's FM Global.
Okay, let me check. FM Global.
Global, yeah.
Oh, sorry, let me do this properly. FM. Oh, this one. Okay.
Yes.
Aha. So yeah, you got this one right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the rule is just to do it immediately. It wouldn't take time. You remember, it takes like 2-3 minutes, you're done. So to add your
The
offering,
enterprise was not 2-3 minutes, so everything was
to
erroring.
to create the enterprise or to create the
Yes, it
project.
was
I'm
like
talking about projects.
there were so many error messages. I just couldn't even understand.
Okay, so you have error on your enterprise as well.
Yeah, no, I've created it. I created it eventually, but it took such a long time it was
Create
just
the
one error
enterprise.
after the other, and like a lot of things were just disappearing. So I was like,
Okay.
I just thought it was like considering Oracle, normally like you
Okay.
really know what the error messages are, but it's
Mhm.
kind of a bit more complicated, maybe because it's cloud.
Let's quickly do one project because I know some people have problem earlier. So we have 3 more minutes. So I'll just quickly create one if I can. So create one. Okay, yeah. So let me call it ERP projects. Okay. Oh, somebody has created something like that. Okay. EPR. Oh, EPR projects. Okay, let me see. Okay, nobody has done that one. So now, yeah, start date is fine, today's date. Or alternatively, I can just pick up January. That's fine. Okay, then next. Next or save an open project, so it doesn't matter as long as you do something. So EPR, so I can remember. Oh God, okay. Let me, for the purpose of what we're doing, I will just go straight to workforce deployment only. And I will just enable. Oh God, I've got 2 more minutes. Okay. Okay, I think that's fine. Let me see if I need all the other ones. I don't need the other one. This is just to test some. Okay, let me just click on each of the deployments one. Okay. Okay, then I'm fine with this. I'll just say save and open.
You missed one out.
Oh, don't worry. As long as I get what I need anyway, let me just see what it gives to me. I don't really need this project. I just want to quickly show you guys. Yeah, so this is fine. So presumably I just want to create manage, I think it's called manage percentage enterprise percentage. Okay, yeah, this is what I need. So I click here and I click on this one. Oh, 1 more minute. Remember I said it's going to default to this one. So just click on this and click on correct. Now this is where I also had a problem last week. It defaults to today's date. Just leave that date there. Then I'll come here. I'll put EPR projects A, B, C, D, something like that. So this address, I don't mind. I can still use, if I see Blue Sky Saturday, I can use it. Blue sky. Search. Okay, it's there. Then click on OK. Okay, I don't want to use Blue Sky Italy actually, because there's only one enterprise. So using this, so you can see it defaults to all this information. As far as I'm concerned, I'm okay with that. So, but when it comes to this worker number generation, manual, or I can just pick up this one, global. So 2-tier, multiple contracts, that's fine. Override, that's fine. People group, that's okay. We need people group, salary under assignment level. Global name, UK is fine. So automatic submission, Even this initial number, if you want, you can just put starting from 110 up to this one. And also I can come here. This is fine. Or I can just remove. If I don't need this, I can just say no. Just make it blue. That's all I need to do. I don't need all this information down here because it's enterprise level. Then let me see. I don't want to use this address, sorry, because we've already used it for another, for Blue Sky Citadel. Let me use, oh God, India. Let me use any address. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me pick up anybody's address. Okay, then click on OK. Okay, that's fine. Then you can see I make it as simple as possible and I'll click on submit. Then it submits. That's why I said it wouldn't take time. So all the information you need is just there. So as long as you're happy with this, if you want, you can change this. You can change anything you want. But just like I said, don't populate enterprise too much because you're going to change all this information in legal entity level. This is just an enterprise. So go by a lot of information that are here. But when you get to legal entity, you will change them. So for example, look at this. I put 9 to 5. When I get to legal entity, I can put 8 to 5. Standard working hour, this is 40 hours. When I get to legal entity level, I can put 37.5. So it doesn't take time. What took some time last week was because, number one, because of the dates. And we keep on changing most of these. That's why it just took some time. But you can see it's pretty straightforward. I think I've overshoot my time with 2 minutes. Does anybody have any quick question? I don't want to delay anybody going into another meeting. Okay, it looks like there's no question. Thank you, everybody, so that I can allow you to go to your meeting. Now, sorry? Okay, one thing from my side is to look at the legal entity. There's a bug. I think there's a bug there, so I need to check with my provider tomorrow. And also there is the legal address as well. Somebody created nonsense. I just need to remove those fields. Then we will be able to create the legal entity. But I can assure you that if we have 2 hours next week, apart from absences, we might be able to finish next week. Fingers crossed. So, but I'm not going to rush you guys. So all this legal entity, they don't take time. So your requirement is so simple that majority of this requirement we can do within 2-3 hours, everything. So, but like I said, we're not going to rush you guys. It's only when you are operating in 20 countries, that will take time. You're only operating in UK. Oh, that wouldn't take time. So don't let me take your time. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll come again on Tuesday next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. All right then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
Godwin,
Thank
are you
you.
the one
Thank you so
recording?
much.
Thank you.
Yes, I was recording. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can stop the recording. Thank you.
Okay, cool.